I won't begin.
So welcome back to Thinksipwrite. Cheers.
Yeah! Right! That's right. Welcome back.
We've got special guests with us tonight.
We do.
Should I emphasize the special?
I'm super excited.
Just take that out. I'll
Because
dub that
they're
out.
really good friends of ours. So, we are welcoming Kathy and Dan from...
Code 3 Records.
See? To catch on real
Wait,
quick.
was that like too not good
So
that
should
way?
we stop that
No.
and replay it and see how it goes?
No, I think it's
Whatever.
great.
Just
I think
go
it's
with the flow.
tremendous.
Just-
We're
all
from
right.
Code 3 Records. That's how we normally
I mean, that's kind
address
of
ourselves.
self-explanatory
We like
on what you guys do, right?
Well, we've been
Is
on
it?
with Code 3 Records Artist Services.
Artist services.
Services.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, you guys are involved in the music industry, obviously. So what exactly do you guys do? What services do you provide?
We help artists with all kinds of things. Basically, we find out where an artist is in their career and ways that we can help them. And then most artists want to license their music, so what we do is find out if they're ready to license their music. And go from there.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
So do you do... Hold on.
Oh,
sorry.
sorry.
I have to interrupt because it's me. Worldwide?
Worldwide.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
This is what we need. I feel like I'm not obviously in that industry, but I feel like what you guys provide and what you guys are putting out for artists is what we need, I feel. Right?
Well, I think right now in the industry, artists need to own their music and publishing and be the publisher and, you know, take that and monetize it. And I think, you know, that's so important because there's so many outlets for music these days that, you know, why not put everything, all your music out there and get paid as not only a songwriter but as the publisher?
Yeah.
It's not like you guys are just getting into this either. I mean, Dan, you've been a musician for years. I mean, how many years have you been active in the music scene?
I've been doing this for about 20.
It's gonna show his age, guys.
I've been doing this for
Edit that
1 to 2 years, maybe.
Okay, yeah, he's a
Yeah,
fairly young guy.
it's been about 25
Yeah.
years, maybe 25
All right.
years since I first
So you're
started.
familiar with the scene. So it's not
Absolutely.
like you guys are just jumping into this
Absolutely.
and you don't know what's going on.
No.
You've
Right.
been around back when, you know, things were still, you know, analog, and now
Right.
it's all digital, and it's kind of it's changed for the scene. So how does that affect you? Like, would you prefer an analog type scene as a record company, or would you, or as a musician?
I mean, I think you have to go with what's presented to you, and right now, it's what's presented to us is a lot of people think they own their music, and you can own your music, and that's fine. But what we're doing is we're trying to take your catalog and we're trying to monetize it completely, you know, international. Globally, we'll monetize your complete catalog. And we'll take it, and every penny you make, you'll get paid for. Now we're not saying you're going to get paid $1 million for it.
Right.
Right.
But if it's played in Singapore, then you'll get paid for it from what we sign you up for.
Right.
If it's paid,
And you have, right?
Right, and we and I have.
Yeah.
Right, and our music
Yeah.
has.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right.
And in South Africa.
And in South Africa,
And in
yes,
China.
and all the Chinese market and all those things. But I think that's one of those things. It's sort of it's that global market that I don't think people account for.
Right.
And even if it's just pennies,
Right.
it's still pennies over the rest of your life or career.
People
right?
are still listening
You're still
to
gonna
music,
make
Yeah.
right?
you're always going to make music,
Right.
and that's who we're looking for. We really want to work with musicians and artists that are making music all the time,
Right.
and want to make music all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you plan on making music for 5 or 10 or 15, 20 years,
Yeah.
Yeah.
those are the artists we really want to work with, because we're going to sign you up and we're going to get you set up to collect every single penny that you're supposed to make.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask the hot seat question.
Yes.
You're
Yes.
going to
I'm gonna ask the hot seat question.
Yes.
I just came from the Takumi Parkway. I made a check out there with
I've had a couple Sam Adams. They're not sponsoring this.
Use guys with your Takumi and you're asking.
As a musician,
way.
and I was around in the scene for a while. my first question to you guys would be, so, okay, one, how much is it going to cost me? And two, how is this going to what you guys do, how does it change what's out there?
Oh, it's a service.
It's a service. It's
Good.
totally different.
Good.
I mean, it's like, what Dan said. It's, when I talk to most artists, it's like one of my questions is, are you going to make an album next year? How about 5 years from now? Are you probably going to put out more music? Well, that's it. People are still going to put out music. So why not get it set up to be monetized from the get-go and own it? Make sure you're collecting both sets of publishing and songwriting mechanical royalties. And then after that, we try to license their music because, I mean, in our experience, Dan had music licensed to a song that was played in the Sundance Film Festival and a cartoon years ago, and that's how we got started. And then from there, we just built with like licensing music to Animal Planet, Showtime. That was a big one.
Channel.
4 songs on Showtime. We were on
too,
Shameless.
Yeah,
right?
we were on
Yeah.
We were on Shameless. Shameless, people.
Shameless plug.
Right.
Shameless plug.
You get that?
There you go. So
See?
true.
Hashtag
It's true.
shameless.
But,
something.
I mean, and Dan says that is like put out like 2 or 3 albums. So, I mean, why not just, try to put your music everywhere and constantly bring in royalties for that. And the royalties are never going to go away because people are going to listen.
I mean,
if it's
look
available,
at what we
people
do
will
when
listen.
we hang out outside of doing Things That Right, because actually we do other things other than this. Yeah, I said do. We'll sit there and we'll call into the artificial intelligence of the day, whatever's in the house, and we'll say, hey, play a playlist from 1985 or something like that. And and we'll sit there and we'll be like, man, I remember this song. This was such a good song. We were doing it tonight. It's kind of like that process of writing songs might not be right now making a whole lot of money for artists, but what you guys are doing, I think it helps bring their income in, whereas, people are sitting out there and they're wanting to listen to something and they go to request something like that, they have that there.
Right.
Well, there's so many outlets for music now. I mean, eMusic, Rhapsody, Apple, iTunes, Amazon, Google Play. Like, there's so many outlets. So might as well put your music out there and then make sure you retain the ownership and collect on it.
Right.
Because it's never gonna I just think there's gonna be more outlets.
Right. There's only
as
going to
we're
be more.
gonna
There's not
go
going to be
into
any
So-
less
future.
outlets.
So,
Yeah.
like what he asked, like with the pricing, I think that varies, correct? Because you
For our
have different,
services?
because it varies,
Well,
like on
actually-
artists, like what they want and what they need, right? Because you have some
Right.
extensive, like things.
We have a lot
correct?
of services all together. If you're not ready to license, we get you ready to license.
Right.
And
So it
then
varies.
Totally. We usually ask artists if they want, one album or one single or one EP. And we start there.
Right.
And then go through the process of, configuring all the metadata and moving forward from there.
Right.
What if I'm a musician who has some great ideas and I'm out there and I'm playing them live and people love it, but I have nowhere to record? Do you guys provide that service too?
We do have a studio.
We can, yeah.
and
We
that's
do
definitely
have our
something.
own studio.
Mhm.
Okay.
And we have used it to record and put albums out.
Since I am not in the music industry, I want to know the fun stuff. Like, I want to know, like, do you guys get bad things that come through? I mean, obviously you do, right?
Sure. There's things that I think that we can't work with. That is true.
Yes,
mean,
it's true.
It is
Yeah.
true. But I always try to be positive. I mean, I think like
You
every
try to look at the
musician
bright side of
has
things.
something they can offer.
Right.
Sure. And anybody can put out instrumentals, and I think those can be useful in any kind of project.
Awesome.
I really
That's
do.
really,
So,
really good. And what about people that are absolutely amazing? You're like, oh my gosh, like, what
Oh
do
my
we
God,
do with
I
something?
know.
This is
It's
like
Yeah.
gold.
There are people
It's
that
like-
take
it's
my
like-
breath away.
It's
and
like
I'm
when you
"Oh,
guys
God."
met me and
Yeah.
you're like, that guy is absolutely
And that's what I
amazing.
said.
No,
I was
it's
like,
like-
how do we get Rick
How do we just
on
hang out with
board?
Rick? I just want to hang out in his basement and record
Right.
a Things That
Right.
So.
But no,
and,
like,
and then this came about, and it was like,
You feel like you hit jackpot, though, right?
Right,
Like,
especially when they
you hit
met
something
me.
Well,
like
I feel like honestly, I get overly excited, and I'm like, oh my God, I love this band, and
Yeah.
like, sometimes I come on too strong because
Right.
I'm like, I love
She
this
does.
band.
You want
I
to
do.
sign up, you want to do whatever you
Yeah,
can. So,
yeah,
like,
totally.
so
I get
if
so
you were a
excited.
band that we reached out to and you felt felt like we came on too strong,
Sorry, it's my fault.
then
Because
we
you're
apologize.
good.
Yeah.
Because you know what? You're not as great as we thought.
Amazing.
Oh, if you're listening to this, you know
I'm
who
sorry.
you
You're,
are.
you're really good. You're still really good. We just.
You guys actually go out to see like bands?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Perform.
definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were,
Now,
out
would
last
you?
night, yeah.
Okay. Would you just go out just to like? Say people didn't contact you, you're just gonna go out just to see these people, just to like see, oh, those people we should totally connect with.
Yeah,
them.
definitely.
So you're like constantly
sure.
going
Yeah,
out to different
that's
venues.
Yeah,
the
well, I mean,
thing,
we
yeah.
go out to see bands just that we like in general.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
It has no, no bearing on whether they signed up with us or,
Yeah.
we're always looking for bands that we think
We're
are
music
interesting.
people.
And,
Right.
So.
Right.
But one of the bands we saw, even last night, we saw Duel, and we went to Ortlieb's in Philadelphia on North 3rd Street.
Is that another Seamus?
And I just want to bring that up because, they have someone there that's pretty particular about the parking areas.
Oh, so
And
now
if
we're
you,
talking about parking.
Right.
We're talking about parking at an
If you
event.
were to, the 2-hour parking
Wait, can I guess? Does
is
this involve-
very specific. I mean, we were literally there for 2 hours and like 14 minutes. We just missed it.
Oh.
Either way, we still have to pay $25. Anyway,
Did you have to deal
was
with the Philadelphia Parking
tremendous.
Authority?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, I mean, not yet.
I mean,
because
they're I can't imagine.
They're like ghosts, though. They appear out of nowhere.
Right.
I
They
feel
do.
like
No, they
so.
sit there. No, they don't appear out of nowhere. They sit there.
No,
You
they
think
appear
is
out
there
of nowhere,
video?
and then when you
Do
try to
they
find them,
video
you
you
can't.
now?
They're like, oh, this
I
guy.
thought we were on
Because they used to
satellite,
put the chalk
you know?
on your tires,
No,
right?
no,
They used to
no.
put the chalk on your tires,
Yep.
and then 2 hours later they walk around, and then if the chalk's still there, they would say,
Right,
well,
right.
that person's clearly
Yeah,
still
apparently
there.
they caught
And they were-
on to the whole rolling the car back about 6 feet.
Is
and,
that
no,
what it is?
that's what
It's like
it
a
is.
Mentos commercial. It's like a terrible...
The fresh maker.
What the hell?
Yes.
So now what I want to ask you guys, I know you guys look for new artists and new things that are trending, and do you look for things that are trending, or do you like to go away from what's trending with music? What do you like that is trending? Do you like things that are trending right now?
I don't know.
Artists.
I just think I listen. I think we listen to things,
Mm-hmm.
and I think if it's interesting, then we sort of,
Reach out. We
We
reach
reach
out
out
to
to
the
those-
artists.
to those
Yeah,
artists.
if we find something
yeah.
interesting.
I don't
absolutely.
really care if it's trending or not
So
trending.
you
It's
deal with
just work
all genres.
all
Yeah,
genres.
right? Is that what you're
Has,
saying?
has
Okay.
no bearing on whether it's trending or not. If we think it's interesting, I mean, we've been doing it a long time. But that has nothing to say. Who's to say what we know or what's
Yeah.
good or what not?
Right.
Or what's not
So
good,
if
right?
somebody's like a yodeler, like is that what it is?
Yodeler.
A
Yodeler.
yodelier.
Yodeling.
Yodelier.
You know,
Okay, so if somebody's yodeling
right.
very well,
Would
and
you-
I miss it, please reach out to
No, like,
Culture
would
Records
you
Guide.
sign,
It's
like,
gotta
if
be
somebody
something.
has a talent.
Listen, I think like if you record it,
Yes.
And they wanna go,
it's-
listen, I
you
wanna-
definitely,
Okay.
definitely
If you
find
so,
a
so
use
you're more
for
of the
it.
mind of if you record it and it's out there and it can be marketed,
You're gonna.
you know,
Then you
why
can
not? Why
monetize
not
it. 'Cause
try?
that could totally
why not
go for a
try to
commercial
monetize
or
it? Why not
something.
make money off
Absolutely.
of what you've done, what you've had
There's
a
a
passion
huge
for?
commercial for that.
I was just gonna
Yeah.
say, isn't there was a
Yeah.
commercial?
Yeah.
I think a couple of years ago.
That's the idea.
for-
I think a lot of people think they own their music,
Was
you
it
know, and
for
they
like
and you do to some extent, right?
Yeah, it was a golf.
And,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of people think, and we'll talk to them and say, we're going to help you own your music. Well, a lot of people, those people think, well, I already own my music, but yeah,
Right.
we're going to try and help you monetize
Own
that.
it and make
So
money.
any
off it.
in any state, in any country, in any city that it's played or streamed in,
Right.
that's really where it's all pennies.
Because I
But all
feel like
those
there's
pennies
so many
add up.
scams out
And
there.
but it's not over just. It's not just over this year, over next year. This is for
Yeah.
life.
Well, you know what's
this is
interesting? Dan
for the
had,
lifetime of the artist. Really,
So there's no
is what we're
there's
trying
no
to get
set
across.
time period contract.
Exactly.
It's kind of like
Correct.
you want those guys to get out there or girls to get out there.
Exactly. I mean,
Make money off of what they've done and what they
It's-
have a passion for.
it certainly helps if you're out there and playing shows and marketing yourself. And if you're not sure how to do that, I would hire a marketer.
Yeah, that's
Right.
really
No,
what
I
you
would
need.
hire a
Now,
marketer.
can you guys, if they have a question about that, now obviously you guys are more for the scene of getting their music out there. If they have a question about, all right, do you have recommendation as far as how I can go on tour or anything like that?
Oh,
Can
sure.
you guys
yeah,
set stuff
absolutely.
like
We don't
Right.
set up tours or anything, but we'll point you in the right,
Right.
direction.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
So
We
that's
have
great.
enough
Awesome.
contacts where
Enough
we can put
experience.
That's
you in
awesome.
the right direction.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Certainly.
So you have all the answers then.
I don't think anybody has all the
what-
answers.
so
but
then I
we
have-
have a
No,
lot
no,
of
no.
them.
Correction.
We have a lot of them.
Yes.
Yes. So I have
We
a
have
question
every.
now.
We
I
have
want to
every.
know the answer. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac.
The answer is
Tupac.
Oh.
yes.
Sorry.
Ooh,
The answer is yes.
he won't say
And
it.
print it, and that's where the scene goes.
The answer
Right?
is yes.
The
Said
answer is
Tupac.
yes.
Tupac.
What do you think?
Me?
Hmm?
Well, I'm an East Coast girl, so I will always be with my Biggie. But I do love Tupac's. He has more of a poetry vibe.
Yeah.
So I'm very tossed between the two because I will always represent my East Coast.
So an equal thing for you.
But I do have to say that hip hop is still not the way it used to be.
No, it absolutely
I'm
is.
sorry.
And I think a lot of
I
music.
will-
I think it,
Oh my
I will
gosh, there's
say
an
it.
artist I just came across the other day, and I listened to everything he sent me because I just thought it was so
Amazing.
amazing.
Okay,
Amazing.
that's what I mean.
And
If
it
I can
reminded me
hear
it
that-
was Tupac and Biggie.
Yeah.
Like, what he did, I was just all day I
Right.
listened to him.
I mean, it's
And it
rare.
was
There
just
are some
phenomenal.
things. There are some artists out there, and I grew up listening to Latin music, and I went through my alternative stage, but I was very into hip hop and R&B. That was my thing. So to me, it's like there are some good artists out there, but I feel like a lot of them get overrated real quick, like when they're
Yeah.
good, and then it's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
true.
move on to the next. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
if you
no,
were-
it goes
if you were
any
to put
genre.
together, if you were to put
Any
together,
genre.
and you got to do this together. So this is a real challenge.
Oh.
Okay. So you got, if you were to put together the best four, and I'll allow you 5-piece. So that goes with drummer, singer, bass player, guitarist, and I'll allow you a keyboardist or another instrumental thing.
What, like super
Band
band?
of all time, like a super band of
Super
all time,
band.
like rock band or whatever.
Freddie
Superman.
Mercury.
You're putting
Freddie
together
Mercury
a
is a singer.
super group.
Freddie Mercury sings.
All right, so a
right?
super group.
I'm totally
Yeah.
You're putting together a super group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super.
I'm totally on board with Freddie Mercury, by the way.
Yeah. Super big fan.
I love
Okay.
Steven Tyler.
So what's the end? So we're just putting together
just throw together some.
just 5.
Okay, for your guitarist or your bass player, who do you have? Drummer.
Wow, I just put you on the spot.
I
didn't
know,
I?
that's
You don't even
pretty
know how to
tough, that's
respond to
hard.
that.
I have no idea.
I feel like we played this game. in my
I would
house
say
a couple
Van
weeks ago.
Halen.
This is
Just
where I'm
saying.
like, I'm
Eddie
about
Van
to say
Halen?
something,
Eddie
and then we
Van
edit,
Halen.
and then I say the thing.
Eddie
All
Van
right,
Halen.
so there we go. So
definitely-
why don't we do it that way? We'll just each pick. So you.
But to talk about drummers, Pete Thomas is phenomenal.
Pete Thomas. Who's
Peter Thomas is from the Elvis
know.
Costello band.
Absolutely.
Yes. I know a lot of people talk about like
Keith Moon.
like Keith Moon, and they'll talk about John Bonham, and they'll talk about Neil Peart or Pierre or however you pronounce it. He's Canadian. That happens. Whatever. I don't care how many drums you got, but Pete Thomas from Elvis Costello's
He does a
band
lot
is
of stuff in a lot of
so-
different
Yeah.
styles.
He's so good. He's so good.
So we've got-
Pete Thomas as a drummer.
Okay, so
I would
Pete
lay
Thomas-
down that foundation.
All right.
Right
Pete
now.
Thomas as a drummer.
Yeah.
Freddie Mercury as a singer.
Yeah.
Eddie Van Halen as a
pretty
guitarist.
good. Wow, that's
I'm going to throw
pretty good.
Stu Hamm in as a bass player.
It's good.
Okay.
How does that work? Now we got to come up
Sure.
with a wild card. We got to throw in some other.
Who
Keys?
are we
Keyboards.
missing? Like a
Keys?
key-
I will throw in Sammy Hagar's what's that chick that plays, is she a bass player or is she a guitarist that plays for his
Mona? Mona?
I don't-
Yes.
I don't know.
do you know
What
what
is
I'm
she
talking about?
playing? What is she?
Play
What is
Mona in as
girl-
bass player? I put Stu Hamm in. You can't
No,
have two bass
no,
players.
I'm just saying she's a chick and she rocks it.
She
I'm
does.
just saying.
She's awesome.
She's awesome. Just
Okay.
because I wanted to bring up a chick in it, but
Yeah.
that wasn't my
You
rant.
want to have two? Oh, wait, this is like
No,
Spinal
no,
Tap?
I just
I
thought.
have
just
more
saying.
than-
Two bands.
We'll
I was
just do
saying.
two
Turn it
bass
up
players.
to 11.
Right.
We got to turn this up to
Right.
11.
We'll do two bass
That's what it
players.
is.
Okay.
Two
Either way.
bass players.
Whatever. I was just
Sounds
bringing it up.
fantastic.
Sounds good. So, anyway.
And
So-
Rod Stewart's saxophone girl player. Sorry, just gonna put her in there too.
Rod.
That
Yeah,
works.
mhm.
That works.
Okay.
There's
Well,
hostility
yes.
tonight.
Where can people find you guys?
Where can people find us,
Yes.
guys? Is Code 3 Records .com. It'll be at the bottom of your
Right
screen
here.
right here.
It is. It is.
Exactly.
It's there.
It's a
It was
slow
in most of the
scroll.
episode.
Probably.
With your Twitter hashtag.
I'll go back to
Well,
it
your
again.
Twitter and your
It's a
Instagram. You guys are on Twitter
code.
and you're on Instagram.
Yep.
Okay.
Twitter,
Facebook.
Instagram, Facebook. Sure.
Okay. Awesome.
And what I was going to say was, we want to know what your guys or girls' favorite bands or dream lineup band is, and we want you to hashtag thinksipwrite and tag Code 3 Records, and we want to see what kind of thing we got going on there.
Well, that's such a
Alright.
great like fantasy. Almost like
Like
they
a
have like
fantasy
fantasy football kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
there you go.
Like, kind
Like
of like
a
a
fantasy
fantasy
band.
like band.
Fantasy band.
Dream lineup band.
Wow.
I think that would be really cool.
Sounds good.
So
I mean,
you got the
some of it almost
hashtags.
sounds so like terrible that it would be amazing.
Yeah, I know. I want to hear. You know,
All right.
I mean,
That's fantastic.
that'd be
hear
cool.
it.
Oh wait. Give a thumbs up.
If you
Subscribe.
like
Give a thumbs up.
like it,
Subscribe.
Subscribe.
share.
No.
You don't share?
You know, you want them to
You're not allowed to
share.
share?
You want them to
I
subscribe
just did what
and
he
give it a
did.
thumbs up and comment
He did this.
below.
He did this thing. He said
Comment below.
share, and then I did the
Share.
same thing. It was like we were magicians.
Okay.
We were magicians.
You guys
We
are
made this
Italian,
episode.
So we
That's
don't
right.
want to
Yes.
share. So
Anyway.
can we take
Anyway.
it back?
Well,
Cheers.
with
We can
that,
have a beer, but
cheers. No,
Cheers.
okay.
cheers.